Hey guys, all right, week 9. Now there are 18 weeks in the semester, so this is officially the halfway point. I know it's weird. In some ways it seems like we've been doing this for like half a year, and then other days it seems like we're still kind of getting in the rhythm of things. But we're about halfway done with the semester, so it's always a good time around the midterms to just kind of take a deep breath, check your grades, see how you're doing in the class, and if there's any big adjustments you need to make, like if you are way below where you want to be in this class, contact me. I don't like playing this game, but if you'll ask me, I can figure out like what do you have to make from here on out to finish with whatever letter grade you're shooting for or whatever letter grade you need. All right. So feel free to do that. Get in touch with me. Let's talk about this week because there's one really good chance to bump your grade up this week. Let's jump down to the test first, your lab midterm. Splitting up into two groups just like regular. So group A on Monday, group B on Wednesday. If you were here for lab 5 last week, we did a review at the beginning of that. So remember, that review is on Blackboard. If you'll go over to the lab tab, click on lab midterm folder, and then go down to the bottom, there is a review that has most of the stuff that we covered in all these labs. I would still go back and read your lab book if there's like a section that you're not really clear on, especially if you missed a lab. I know some people have had to miss. So if you missed a lab, I would read all of that lab to make sure you understand what we covered. And then most of you, or some of you at least, still have your lab sheets that I've given back to you. Some of you turned them in, but if you still have those, you can use those to study too. All right. So we're splitting up into two groups because we want to stay as spaced out as we possibly can. And this is true for group A and group B, the Monday class and the Wednesday class. If your last name is A through J, you're going to be here at 8 o'clock regular class time. And then if your last name is K through Z, you're going to be here at 8:45. This is a short test. I think everyone is going to be done probably in 25 minutes at the most. It's really, really quick. But what I want to do, I want to have enough time to wipe stuff down, clean it a little bit between the two different groups. And then I'm going to switch a few questions around too, just to make sure it's not the exact same test, but it'll still be on the same material. So make sure that you're here on time, because if you show up, technically, I guess it's a timed exam. Now, you're going to have plenty of time. Like I said, that's 45 minutes are going to be way more than enough. I do that time limit every semester. I never have anybody like who's just sitting there and didn't have time to answer everything. But the only reason I'm saying that is if you show up at like 8:30, if you're 30 minutes late, that's not going to be enough time for you to get done before the next class starts. So as long as you're here on time, you should be good. All right. Keep studying that. If you have any questions on anything, let me know. And let's see what else. All right, so after that's out of the way, I totally understand if you want to focus on that first. But you've got 2 lectures to watch, 2 chapters worth of lectures to watch. The good news is both of these are really, really short. So chapter 7 is on photosynthesis. Chapter 8 is on cellular respiration. They're short, but there's a lot of information that's packed in there. So don't halfway pay attention. Don't just like have it playing in the background while you're doing something else. Make sure you take notes. And if you do that, it's a small enough material that you should do really good on the next lecture exam, which is next week. All right. So lab midterm first. Then after that's over, watch chapter 7 and chapter 8, photosynthesis and cellular respiration. You have a review quiz, which is going to be due on Sunday, the 18th. And then other than that, that's about it. The only other thing is just make sure you know that the next lecture exam is going to be the following Thursday and Friday. Okay? So that's the good news, is we'll have one more lab meeting. I'll try to do a quick review for us before we have the next lecture test. All right? But just go ahead and make sure you're watching those lectures on time. That way next week you'll have enough time to go back and review and kind of study everything. All right? If you need anything, if you have any questions, let me know. Thanks.